First things first, this is wonderful. Alison talked right at the start about, you know, who'd have thought we'd be here with all these young people here today, or young leaders, as I like to refer to you. My job, and I'm not going to talk so much about the background to MVP, because I think we've done a lot of that in the authority, and you're learning a lot of that in your schools. What I really want to do is to introduce you to some of the elements that I think are very, very important about MVP, especially around leadership. I would suggest that you're called MVP mentors, but you're actually leaders in your community. You're dealing with not school violence or school abuse, you're dealing with community violence and community abuse.
When I heard about it, we didn't have anything like that when we were in first year, like somebody you could talk to if you were getting bullied or you had a problem. So I thought it was really good, and it makes the first years coming in more comfortable.
Everyone kind of goes through bullying. It's like some stages of their life, and it's nice to know that you're not doing it by yourself, that there's people there that care.
You see quite a lot of bullying on social media, and bullying, well, you don't see a lot of bullying in school, but you know it's there, and I just wanted to help people, because I believe it's a traumatic experience to be there on your own, to be coping with it on your own. So
I think it was just mentioned MVP programme, and it sounded like a good idea, like, you know, a good way to help the community. So I just kind of got involved. It was a good decision.
But I've been working in violence now for 28 years in the police service, and it's only the last few years that I've come to realise that violence has the potential to be deeply personal to everybody in this room, and we shouldn't wait for it to be personal for us to do something about it. And that's what I think MVP will allow you to do, to be more active in your communities, to stop violence, to really prevent violence.
Well, for 6 years, we've got that ability to interact with all the first years. Whereas when I was in the 6 years, we'd never go below any of the levels, the years, you know, we wouldn't interact with anyone, but if you can interact with first year, you can interact with any year.
I'm in the Connect Leadership group, so right now we're working on the self-harm, and I feel it's good to connect those two together and the both of them link.
It allows you to help others as well as you're kind of developing yourself. It brings you more confidence, and it could probably help you decide what you want to do when you leave school, if you want to work with people or that's not really your thing.
I'm in two minds of what I want to do, but I've looked at like teaching, so obviously it ties in well with that, like working with people who are like youths and that kind of way.
The business path I was thinking was business, and that's something that I've got to work with people every day. So I feel like this is something to show that I'm a very confident person to talk to people, and you know, if someone ever wanted to talk to me, it'd be a great way to show that I'm willing to help.
also there could be the bullying aspect in the workplace, like if a senior member of staff is bullying someone who isn't as high up, that I could maybe help tackle that and be saying to either or going to a higher authority and telling them what's happening and things like that.
Through your leadership, you're providing a culture of trust, a culture where friends will know that they've got each other's back. And when you do your exercises in the classes, get people to put their hands up. Get people to say, if you think there's something wrong with something, put your hands up. And then get them to look around the room. And that's why I did that one, because what you're doing there is you're letting people see that they think the same as you do.
We've not started going into classes yet. Our first one's on Monday, but we've had a couple of situations with younger pupils, and they seem more comfortable talking to us about it than they would with teachers and stuff. It's not as formal, and they feel that they don't have to pretend, they can just be honest. So I think it's been quite successful in that sense.
We're rolling it out Monday, and we're hoping to gain a lot from it, and hopefully they'll have the same response that we had, because to teach the programme, we have to be taught it first. So we are in the position of the first years, essentially, when we are getting taught it. And you can see how it's going to help us. Whether that can be transferred into a younger mindset is a different question, but hopefully it will do, and I'll find out soon.
I think with us, because we're closer to their age, they can relate to us a bit more. They can talk to us a bit more because we're a bit more chilled. We're not going to give them into trouble for anything.
Instead of going to teachers and stuff, maybe they would teach the younger ones to actually talk to each other, maybe help them out rather than just being a bystander.
It feels good to help others, and you know that you're someone that a younger person can look up to and talk to if they ever have a problem.
I would suggest that there's more people in Scotland that are being bullied than we actually think about, because if you've seen bullying and you're silenced, you're actually being bullied as well, because you're being bullied into silence. And we need to start thinking about how can we turn the tables, because the bullies in schools, the bullies in societies, the bullies in the police force, the bullies in any organisation are in the minority. It's the majority that hold the power, and we need to make sure the majority knows that in society.
I would recommend it. It's been fun, like doing the training and things, and I've learned a lot that I wasn't even aware of before. It's quite scary, the kind of figures and facts you get from it, and I think it's important, especially in our community, it needs to be pushed.
It's a great programme, and you can develop yourself in various ways, some ways more than others, and it helps other people as well. So you're not just helping yourself, you're also helping the community.
Working with all the different people from different schools and seeing how they're tackling it, and then the differences we're tackling it, and how we can maybe use their methods and they can use our methods to work together.
Well, meeting all the other mentors and getting to know them, and like everybody from the different schools and stuff like that.
I don't know so much if it's a skill, but a quality, integrity. Because I mean, that ability to stand up and to stand up for what you believe is right, despite what other people may think, is really important, and it's really developed that once you understand all the different sorts of abuse and subtle bullying that goes on, you can really stand up to it.
In the end, we remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Martin Luther King said that many decades ago, and I think it's very, very true. MVP is about friendships. You're all friends here today, you're all part of a family. And surely it's just us, it shouldn't be them and us, it's just us.